You never want to fight unless you have to or you're at an advantage. You just never want to fight unless you have to or you're at an advantage. Those are the two times you actually want to fight. If both teams are level 10, both teams have 5 players up, and an objective spawns and everyone goes to fight at the objective, that's fine. Because you kind of have to fight at the objective. You can't just let them have the objective for free. Although sometimes you can. Like if you have a Sylvanas and the objective's not very valuable and you go push the far lane, you get more value off that push than they get from the objective, right? But overall, you never want to fight unless you're even or you have an advantage. Those are the two situations where it's okay to fight. The only time you don't want to fight is unless you're even or you don't have an advantage, is if not fighting literally loses you the game. So if they're literally on your core, killing your core, and you're down a talent tier, well then you have to fight. Right? So again, you have the situation where you have Vikings soaking, you're in a 5v4 scenario because they're all top, and you go for a little bit of a flank. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. Things that are advantages, you have a talent tier up on them. You have a body count up on them. You know, you're 3v2, 4v3, 4v1, whatever. You have heroics off cooldown, and they don't. If you have shorter cooldown heroics, like the entire enemy team has 80 to 120 second cooldowns on their heroics, and all of yours are 60, you can play around their long cooldown heroics. You can bait them out, back off, wait, go in, use your heroics, back off, and then you know your heroics are going to be up again before theirs are. You can go in and pick another fight. You want to fight when you have an advantage. You don't want to fight when they have an advantage, and if you're forced to fight on even terms, well, sometimes you have to fight on even terms, and that's fine. So, when you're playing with Vikings, you wait for the enemy team to be split up. You don't fight 5v4. You just don't ever fight 5v4 when you have a Vikings player, because the Vikings will eventually strangle the map. The Vikings will eventually get you ahead. All you have to do is protect the Vikings. They can't stay as 5 and beat the Vikings. They have to split up in order to deal with the Vikings, so as long as they're split up, then you can start working on them. Right? You just never want to take an even fight if you can help it. If you do have to take an even fight, make sure you're taking an even fight. Only take an uneven fight if not taking that fight will literally lose you the game, and usually the only time that's true is if they're literally on your core. Sometimes, like on Cursed Hollow, a late game boss can end the game, so if there's no keep in the lane. So if you know they're on boss, sometimes you have to go for contest boss even though you don't think you're going to win. But for the most part, you just never fight down an advantage. Just don't do it. If you win, it's because they played badly, not because you played well. Because you shouldn't win a fight where the enemy team has an advantage. It shouldn't happen.